Gentlemen, live from Houston, Texas, it's the go-to girl, professional comedian, TV producer, and founder of MarriedDate.com. It's millionaire matchmaker, Amber.
Hey guys, it is Tough Love Tuesdays. It's your girl matchmaker Amber Neal, comedian and matchmaker. I gotta remember to say that, right?
Right, because you back in the comedy scene. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Ding ding. Don't mean to hurt him too hard. But, y'all give it for DJ Houston.
What's up?
Yes.
Hey.
Are we the dynamic duo?
We absolutely are the dynamic duo.
I really think we are, though.
I mean, let me tell you, since me and you have met up,
seriously,
all right, within a year, because we're at about a year mark now.
October.
Okay, November.
Oh yeah.
November
that
would be a year.
That was when you did. Okay, but then I actually met you in like October or September.
I was like, no.
Was it?
I met you on your day of the city.
11/11.
11/11.
Yeah, in person.
Okay,
we worked at the radio station together, but guys, we're trying to remember, guys. It's tough to remember things.
Either way.
But in less than a year.
We have officially launched MarriedDate.
Uh-huh.
We have moved Neal Productions over to Boss Up Houston.
Yes.
We've taken over Boss Up Houston and helping it become more of a success that it already is.
Yes.
We have got our own night at 2, okay? Let me say 2 comedy clubs.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 nights where you're going to be doing Miss Comedian, and I'll play Mr. DJ. And then I have my own night at the comedy club as well. So this one's Comedy Lounge over off of 1960.
Yes.
I have an LGBT night that we're going to be bringing over there.
See?
So, we've accomplished a lot on top of all of the other events that we've done in between, because we host a lot of red carpet events, we host charity events all the time, on top of the events that we do for MarriedDate.
Yes.
So, it's kind of like we're constantly busy, but we definitely are the dynamic duo.
We are.
And you know how we do it? With life hacks.
Yes.
We got some life hacks.
And you know what? One thing before we jump into our topic today is I just want to say that I feel like the one thing that you and I have done more than anything is we put love on the planet.
Absolutely.
We're showing you don't have to look alike. You don't have to believe in the same things. You don't have to have the same background. You don't have to be in the same age bracket. We're literally, by any people that would define themselves as we identify, normally would not even commingle, let alone. But that's crazy, guys. Because at the end of the day, if you believe in God, how can you believe that God doesn't love them or make them too? So
exactly, we are all equal. You know what I'm saying? So instead of trying to put up all these dividers to say that we're not equal and to say that we are different, is BS. Because we are all equal. We are all the same. We all bleed red. And if you don't bleed red, I'm gonna need to take you over to Area 51. Okay.
Now, question. I know that it's Libra season coming up because this Sunday is my middle sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Ash.
Happy birthday, Ash.
I think she's going to be 28 because I'm only 30. And so, but Libra season, because I'm wearing Jamie. Shout out to Jamie Wright. I'm wearing her shirt from shame to self-love. And that is what Tough Love Tuesdays is really about. So shout out to Jamie. She'll be on our show on the 1st for your birthday show.
Absolutely. Because y'all know it's Libra season.
Has it started? That's what I was wondering. Has it started yet? Or is it 23rd?
I think it's the
24th.
I was going to say, I think it's the 24th.
23rd is the end of Virgo, right?
The 24th is the beginning of Libra season. And then it goes to the 26th of the month. But yeah, so y'all know, Libra season's kicking off.
Oh, Virgo season was awesome.
October, we just got done with her birthday, now out with the old and with the new.
And you know what else we're going to talk about, guys? And we're going to jump into our topic. I brought a book from my personal collection. Have you ever had a weird dream that you're like, what in the world did that mean? Psychology says that sometimes when you have dreams, your subconscious will act out things that could never play out in the real world. So, for example, if you feel it's someone's fault that something happened, and you just would never approach that person to let them know you felt that way, your mind still has to process it. So, what are the meaning for dreams? So, So today we're going to put the toll-free number on the screen for the Matchmaker Hotline, 866-479-8752. Tell us about your dreams. We'll see if we can find it in the book. But the book is called The Meaning of Dreams. And we'll jump in because, it says basically that you can discover the dream, the meaning of, like, if you find a wallet full of money, that can mean good fortune. Ooh. Duh. Unless it's like my wallet and you're going to be mad. Walking through an empty house means trouble and uncertainty, or it means you haven't been to Rent-A-Center yet. Seeing clear and brilliant stars means you don't live in Houston. Good news, prosperity and happiness. Eating tomatoes is splendid health. Duh, that's what they say about vegetables. Anyway,
I don't think I've ever had a dream about me eating before.
Have you had one that you just want to know we could look up real quick? And then we'll do this in the second part of the show.
Yeah, I think I had a dream once where there was a bunch of water flowing like a waterfall.
Okay, so let me go to W.
There's a waterfall, and I want to say angels. Waterfalls and angels.
Ooh, I love angels.
Right?
Okay,
so if y'all have a weird dream, give us a call, 866-479-8752. Yeah. The hotline's open.
The meaning of your dream.
Tell me what it means when I see water in my dream. Or waterfall.
I hope it was recent. Because it says, to see a nice clear waterfall in your dreams denotes that your ambitions will be realized and that you will live in wealth in years to come.
I mean...
so y'all call in.
Let me tell you. First, the only thing I'm going to say about that is it ain't going to be years to come. I'm living in wealth.
Tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, ching, 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 make the money go.
Ching. Oh, so we found this thing. Have y'all seen this? Ching, ching, ching at the money tree. Every time it ching.
It's a little Instagram post. You know what I'm saying?
Something so abundantly. Something left, right, and up under me. Wave, 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 and the money wave. Money
I'm still learning the rhyme.
I'm still learning too. Something.
But yeah, it basically is like ching, 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 and the money comes to
Manifest
me. Okay?
It.
That's the only line I need to know. Ching, 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 the money comes to me.
So we thought we would start with the life hack. It's perfect because it's your dream. It's the life hack. And this is one of the life hacks that DJ Houston and I literally do every time we start feeling discouraged. Or, because we invest every penny back in. We wait on these. Sometimes we're waiting on the return for longer than we think. And it's like, okay, I understand the universe doesn't know what I want, only what I think about. So ching, ching, ching goes the money tree.
Hey,
and I'm telling you, every time I get into a place of fear or doubt, I go right back to manifesting.
So, today's topic is life hacks that you absolutely need to know.
Yeah,
really,
totally.
These are things that are going to help make your life so much better. And so we're going to start off with the first one, and it says, reframing your day.
Ooh.
And this is something that I'm like, when I read this, I was like, dang, I really have to start doing this more,
Yes.
So instead of feeling that you lost a day after having a bad morning or a bad afternoon, go and reframe each day into 4 quarters. Do morning, midday, afternoon, and evening. So this way, if you mess up during one of those quarters, you don't, you're not blowing your whole day. You're just blowing that one little quarter. That way you can go and get back on track.
Yeah.
And for the next quarter. So if you blow that quarter, okay, fine. You blew that quarter. Let me reframe my mind. The afternoon's coming. You know what I'm saying? The afternoon's going to be better than the morning. That way you're feeling small and not big.
Yeah.
Because it feels, you get this great anxiety feeling, exactly. Like once you failed in the morning, you're like, God, my whole day is going to be off track. Like you just, you pity yourself throughout the day because of that one failure. And it feels like such a huge failure, you know what I mean?
And it will be. Why? Because again, the universe knows what you think, what you want, knows what you think about.
Exactly. So instead of having big failures, we're going to do small failures. So break it down to quarters.
I like that.
Having a bad morning, nope, not anymore. Now we are at midday, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So midday is going great. Like I had this morning it was a tough morning for me this morning. I was running late. I didn't want to get out of bed, and you know what?
That's me every day.
It's okay because you know what? Now we're in midday.
Yeah.
I'm having a great midday.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great day. You know what I'm saying? We're doing the show, so it's fun. So that's what you got to do. You just got to train yourself to sit there and say small failures.
One of the things that I personally do as a life hack is even when I don't feel like it, I try to force myself to get dressed, like take a shower, do my hair, even if I don't do my hair, like I didn't do it today because I'm so tired, I don't feel good. But at least I do my makeup. So at least I don't feel. But how you dress, how you present yourself, it really will affect your mood as well. So if you're in a bad mood or you're sad as hell, try to get dressed for the day. And I know that sounds like a little life hack, but I promise you, it makes me feel better when I do it.
Absolutely, and so there's another life hack that it's kind of more to do with like family values, but it's something that I feel like should really be passed on because it's actually a great system if you use it. So what it's called is it's family treasure.
Yeah.
So what you do is you get a blank book, and each generation you have, have like 50 family members. You know what I mean?
Okay.
From cousins to aunts, uncles. You know what I'm saying?
My dad's a baby of 10 kids. I don't even know all my thousands.
Just have them go and write down life advice.
Yeah.
Anyone who's especially if they're over the age of 50, have them write down. What's the best advice you could give your young self.
True.
Have each generation do this and keep passing the book along to your children, your children's children, and all that. And each generation have somebody over the age of 50.
What would yours say?
Mine would say, learn to bite your tongue and keep your cool. I used to be like, honestly, because everyone in my family is hotheads. We do not think before we speak. We just, if it's there, we're saying it.
No
and
filter.
let me tell you, it's gotten me into some fights before. It's gotten me locked up. You know what I'm saying? You try that crap with a cop, and they're like, I'm the law around here, son.
Oh, the pleasures of being young and dumb.
Right. So that would definitely be something that, really think before you speak.
Is?
What's yours?
No more Build-A-Boos.
Oh,
I'm serious. Like, if that's the one thing I could teach you, women out there, listen, a man changes when he wants to. If you don't need a project, listen, self-love, once you get past the shame, you got to understand, it's about you. You got to heal you. You can't heal a grown-ass man. You can't.
Absolutely.
Know your worth and realize that God did not put you here to be a social worker for men or a mom or a healer. So many people say they're looking for love and they're looking for healing, and that's one of the reasons I don't recommend trying to find love at church. I sing in the choir at my church, so it's not about bashing the church. It's about people go to church for healing most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then some people are looking for just worship, and they think it's kind of sacrilegious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, there's the players that are preying on all those people. So.
And not only that, but church is supposed to be a sanctuary where you tell your problems and you are problematic. So, do you really want to meet somebody when they're in the process of healing themselves? You want to wait till they're healed, unless you are really healed and you are. You see that they're working on that path of being healed, but that's a slippery slope.
And
you know what I'm saying?
that's why we are effective 2 weeks from today or tomorrow. I don't know what today is. Tomorrow, we start our singles events at the Comedy Lounge off 1960 for singles every Wednesday at 7. We're gonna have a comedy mixer. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna do different kinds of singles themed events. And then at 10 o'clock, we got a late show for just the couples in both locations. Singles at 7, shows at 8. Y'all got to get out.
Couples at 9.
And then at 9:30, we let the couples in, and the show's at 10. And then we have the couples mixer after.
So I'm going to be doing something similar for the LGBT community, but what we're going to do is we're going to implement a game night.
Ooh, I like that.
And what we're going to do is we're going to have like special seating for singles and special seating for couples.
Yes.
So that way other couples can mingle with other couples and other singles can hopefully find a match made in Houston. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a little fun thing. We're trying to incorporate, love is love. Nobody cares what preference. And listen, just because we say it's an LGBT night does not mean you have to be LGBT to have fun with us. No. We are, as the community, we love. It's just, exactly. It's just, what we're trying to show is that everyone deserves love. Mm-hmm. No matter what race, color, religion, sexuality, no matter what, you deserve love. So, we're trying to show you, we're trying to give you a safe place.
But what's amazing about what you're doing is that it's kind of like Houston is literally the same thing. There's literally, up until Tracy and Leonard opened their comedy clubs, there was only one. And it's very underserved. To live in Houston, third largest city, fastest growing city in America, and have one comedy club, and same thing to meet people in the LGBTQ community.
Right. I mean, here in Houston, you know, we have our little neighborhood with the same bars that have been around for 50 plus years. Yeah. So, you know, it's like
they're having to start put up handicap parking now.
Exactly. You know, so it's like, and on top of that,
what
I really enjoy is the fact that, like, here as the gays, you know, we only have, like I said, we have our neighborhood in the middle of Houston in Montrose. Mm-hmm. So if you live all the way out in Spring, you're not going to want to drive all the way to Montrose on a Tuesday or a Monday. You know what I mean? You want to drive to your local neighborhood bar. And so that's why I really love the fact that they do 2 locations, one in Richmond, one in Spring, so that way you can sit here and not have to travel so far to be with your community.
And shout out to Climb Forest, class of 90 something, because that is my old the club right there. The Comedy Lounge is right there off 1960 in the Champions area, real close to Climb Forest and Willowbrook Mall. So I love it. There's tons of singles out there. Oh my God, it is crazy. All right, guys. So today we're talking about some life hacks that we really think that work for us, and we want to share them with you. What's the next one?
Absolutely. So our next one on the list is going to be keeping your cool.
I'm working on that one.
So this is a perfect example right here. If someone insults you during a meeting, pretend like you didn't hear them. Politely ask them to repeat themselves. Not excuse me, not like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you just said. Can you repeat yourself? They'll either repeat themselves and sound rude or like they're insulting you, or they're going to realize that they made a mistake and apologize or stay quiet. So,
I don't think it would be that animated with it.
I mean,
unless I'd ask you twice, but I definitely would give you a stank face.
Right? Excuse me.
Like I mean, I have no poker face whatsoever. It's like, excuse me. Did you say, huh? Okay.
And I find that that's an extremely helpful tip.
I love that.
Tip. I was going to say tack, and then tap is what I was ended up saying. But anyway, that's a very good tip right there, because I can't tell you how many times where somebody's like insulted me in a meeting, and I lash back like, excuse me, but that's not. You need to talk about what you know, okay? And let me tell you, that's not a great response, especially if you're going after your boss. So, instead, if your boss is insulting you, ask them to repeat. So if they repeat and they do insult you, people are going to look at them like, did he really just do that? Yeah. I cannot believe that. Versus
I get that a lot, though. I get that a lot when I'm in meetings. Did she just say that? Is that a bad thing? Are you trying to tell me something?
Maybe this one's for you.
Maybe that was for me. I am temperamental, guys. And that's the thing I want to elaborate on, that is the enemy wants you to focus on your emotions and not your covenant with God. And that is your purpose, and that's your passion. And I even told my son that this morning. I'm like, it's all about finding your purpose that is being a servant leader to other people. You will be fulfilled, and depression will have a hard time creeping in when you are doing things to serve others. If you make this whole world about you, get money, look at me, look how I look at a car I drive, it will never be enough. You'll never have a big enough house, never have a nice enough car. You always want to upgrade your phone.
Absolutely.
You always want to be on the next thing. It's just never enough.
You always want the next best thing.
I can fly first class now. Ha ha ha. Oh, well, gosh, I wish I could fly in a G5. You know what I'm saying? It's just never enough.
It's never enough. It really isn't. And so, guys, we're going to take a quick little commercial break. We're going to hear from our friends over at Meridate. If y'all haven't heard who Meridate is, get woke, okay?
Oh, and December 11th. We're having our holiday party.
I was like, am I forgetting something?
We're about to plan it. And we're planning Monday in the City. We're announcing the top 20 most eligible, top 20 total package award I'm off it today.
Both of us are
top 20 power couples. Top 20 power couples. We name every year the total package awards. This year it's the 6th annual, and the top 10 most eligible bachelors and bachelorettes. So if you want to nominate somebody, I pretty much got most of my list. I got a few more spots that I'm picking. So if you want to nominate somebody who you think is a total package award winner, for whether they're single or a couple. Now listen, a couple is not about the money, fame, fortune, power. It's the power it takes to stay together in this world that's so hard, because if it's anything physical and worldly, if you lose it, then your relationship falls apart. So I'm looking for real couples that believe in real love and monogamy and are trying to set the example to prove real love does exist.
Just to give y'all a little, like, if y'all want to look at a couple of the couples that we've nominated, you can look at the Destins, you can look at the Adolphs, you can look at
definitely.
the Williams, the Thorntons. Those are just some perfect examples of couples. Or you can look at the couple we had on yesterday. You know, we nominated them this year too for
Power Couple of the Year.
We had Leonard and Tracy Hayes up in here yesterday. So, y'all guys, you know, if you want to rewatch that episode to find out what a perfect couple. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to change that because they said they're not perfect. They may seem perfect. But if you want to see what we're talking about, what makes a power couple, go take a look at them or take a look at any of the couples that we just told you about. Yeah. And when we come back from break, we're going to continue with life hacks that you should know, and we're going to be talking about, you know, venting in the workplace. Ooh. So make sure y'all guys stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Call in if you want to know the meaning of your dreams.
Absolutely. We'll be right back after this word from Meridate.
Meridate is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.
Hey guys, it's your girl matchmaker, comedian Amber Neal, and today I am bringing you my brand new book, hot off the press, guys. I have so many copies of these. Please get one, okay? It is called How My Kitty Betrayed Me, and it's about the women's lib movement and how one thing they don't tell you is, yes, we want money, education, and rights like men, but one thing that the women's rights movement doesn't explain to you is how we're still women. We still attach. We release a chemical in our brain that attaches us to every single person we have sex with. It's called soul ties. And one thing I can tell you that will keep you from your God-given purpose, let your kitty betray you when you get distracted, okay? All I'm trying to say is, you know, we want all the same rights as men, but at the end of the day, picking your partner is the most important decision you'll ever make. And so I challenge you to get a copy of my book today so that you can learn from my mistakes that I made, thinking that, hey, if men can do it, so can we. But trust and believe, after being a single parent for 25 years, your kitty betrayed you, okay? Get your copy today, amberneal.com. Or more information, go to Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Get your copy. I'll be glad to autograph it and send it out to you today. Hey guys, it's your girl matchmaker, comedian Amber Neal, and today we are talking about some life hacks that could really help you out. And we have the phone lines open, so if you want to know the meaning of your dreams, call into the hotline and we'll see what the book has to say. According to the book, DJ Houston, you're about to come into some infinite wealth and abundance, and all your dreams are going to be realized, it says. So what do you think about that? Like, how do they know? Here's my question. How do they know how do you know what a dream means? You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's psychology, but like by Franklin D. Martini. Okay, it didn't say doctor anybody or whatever. Okay, this is who he said. He was an astrologist, palmist, handwriting analysis, an interpreter of dreams who wrote many books. Great were his followers who believed and followed Martini's every word, spoken and written. In his day, his name was a familiar one among the homes of those who were believers of the occult sciences. They were many people who put faith in dreams. They believed these nocturnal visions forewarned good and bad, evilness and sadness, good luck and bad. For many people, Martini wrote, the key to the meaning of your dreams. He is listed in the most common dreams and gave them his interpretation. We've now modernized his vocabulary without changing the interpretation for the personal enjoyment of all. So if you want to know what your dream means, I mean, literally, we've got from A to Z in this book. Call us on the hotline.
Give us a call, 866-479-8752. And for all you Caucasians out there, that's 866-479-8752.
All right, I'm just trying to say, huh? Hey, Kadori.
What was it? There was a thing that I saw the other day. I'll have to find it, but it was so funny because it was saying, like, what was the Caucasian version of... God, I'm gonna have to. I'll find it. I'll find it before the end of the show. I'll find it during the next commercial break, and I'll come back and tell you what it is. But today we are talking about life hacks that you absolutely need to know. You know, we told you about reframing your day, breaking it down into different quarters, so that way you go and fail small and not big. Yeah. We've talked about this family treasure. You know, to have somebody go over the age of 50, write down a life experience or a life lesson or life advice that they want to pass down, and each generation make sure everybody does it. Keep passing it down. So that
what
way,
advice do you guys have? Y'all can also contact the hotline if you got some advice. What would you pass down to your family if you were a part of a group book from your family that could give you some life hacks and good advice? And
then we've also talked about keeping your cool. Because that's extremely important.
That's a hard one.
And that one was the one we were talking about, the meeting. If somebody comes at you wrong, just call them out in a polite way by saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you repeat yourself?" You know what? I think that. I think
Shamir and I have in common. We probably wouldn't say anything. I think Shamir and I would just look at him like.
Actually, no, y'all both do. The only difference is Shamir does the more with the blinking.
Or she gets more blinking. Her eyes get like real big.
And her face gets still, but
blinking.
Yeah, and then your eyes just get real big, like, and you do the head tilt a little bit. You're like,
I'm like, when that thing starts going around, better call it a dang exorcist because it's going to be bad.
Absolutely. So the next life hack that we're moving into that we feel is very important is venting in the workplace.
Ooh, that can get you in so much trouble.
It really can. Now, I know we want to trust our coworkers. We want to trust the people.
Ain't no friends in the game, people.
But you got to remember, when you're at work, you're here to make a paycheck.
Now, you're talking about employees, like not entrepreneurs, right?
Right. I mean, these are, and even in the entrepreneur life.
Even
then, because, talking to other entrepreneurs who are in the same division can use it to blackmail you, can have it to where they blacklist you on everything. You know what I mean?
They tried, honey, but they can't count me out. Put some respect on my name, okay?
Exactly. So be careful who you vent to at work.
As they say, some people are just a listening ear. And the thing is, when somebody comes to me and they want to tell me what somebody said about me, my first response to them is, what'd you say to defend me?
Right.
It's not about being a friend when I'm there. It's about when I'm not there.
Right. And listen, I will always say, like, my thing is, I always defend my friends. My thing is sometimes, depending on the situation, I might not speak my opinion on it, but I will shut it down. I will not, if I hear them saying, "Oh, Amber did this, did you know?" Excuse me, is Amber here? Then why are you talking about Amber?
Exactly.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and be like, defend Amber. Oh, because Amber can fight her own battles.
That is real life truth.
You know what I'm saying?
You have done that before.
Yeah, like Amber can fight her own battles. I'm going to fight them for her. But since she's not here to fight them, I'm going to shut it down and say, wait till she's in the building. Okay, or let's call her up like we're in high school right now to deal with
this.
What
was that you said the other day? You said something about, we were talking about something, people coming for us. You're like, oh, what'd you say? Something in the car you're talking about. You're like, oh, I ain't seen nobody they tried to come for you. But
ain't nobody tried to come for you because I cut it down before they even know. I'm like, what'd you say?
That's my bodyguard right here. And that's the thing, it's having somebody's back. But, the thing about gossip in the workplace is that, here's an old saying that a friend of mine told me. People beneath you will not talk about you because they really can't. And people above you won't. I mean, you're either. I am so in my own world. I'm not worried about what you're doing. You're doing. I'll help you if I can, and I do pray for all my enemies because hurt people, and obviously you just need some love.
Absolutely. So just make sure, guys, when you're venting to people at work, just because they listen does not mean that they are your friend or that they even have your best interest at heart. Sometimes people are just listening to see what they can get on you. Exactly.
You saw how many people I had to cut off in this past year that I was like, wow, people just ride. And it's like, how many of y'all here really to ride with me and build with me? Or how many of y'all just down and see what you can find out? who you're reporting it back to. And that's the thing. Be careful what you even tell your best friend, because your best friend has another best friend that ain't your friend.
Ooh,
and how many it's literally 1 degree of separation, and you just never know who knows who. That's the one thing I can honestly say, a life hack for me this year, the number one life hack for me this year has been learning to keep any good news and bad news to myself or to my tight clique.
Ooh, right. Absolutely.
I'm serious. Like, I'm talking so small, I almost cut myself off.
And so that kind of brings us to the next one where, arguments. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a life hack on arguments right here. This is something that I feel like I am still kind of learning. So the way they worded this, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to start using this all the time.
Writers.
On arguments, it says, what proof would change your mind? That's what you tell them. Anytime you get into an argument.
Wow.
So what proof do you need to change your mind? If they can't give you an answer, then stop wasting your time.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
We have great writers.
Absolutely. My writers are the best. That's how we're here. Okay, let me tell you.
Wow, that's insane though. What proof would it take to change your mind? Wow. Hey, because that's a very logical answer, because when women being so much more emotional usually than men, that's a great middle ground. That's a great common sense. There's no gray area.
There's no BS.
Yeah. What would it take to change your mind? Now, listen, be careful though. Don't get trapped up in that, because that can be game as well. When somebody's always trying to make you prove all these things. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, I love it. I do. I love that, because I think in any standard argument that should be enough.
Right, that should be enough. And clearly, they're either gonna or they're gonna shut up.
Put up or shut up. Okay.
Just make sure you're always right in that argument.
I am always right. What'd you say? Okay.
So that brings us to anger and mistakes.
Ooh.
So anger and mistakes.
Deadly combination.
Exactly. This right here, I will say, when I was younger, I was the way you shouldn't be. You know, like getting angry. So it says getting angry at people for making mistakes doesn't teach them not to make the mistake again. It teaches them to hide their mistakes. So I learned a long time ago, like I used to get pissed at people when they would sit here and have a mistake or something, instead of sitting down and telling them, hey, this is the mistake you made. This is how we fix it so you don't make the same mistake again in the future. And that right there, that will teach them how to not make the mistake again. Because instead of just saying you made a mistake and not giving them a solution, you gave them the solution to fix the mistake.
And sometimes, if you're repeating yourself, you have to get to a point where they have to tell you the answer. Because otherwise, you're just telling them something and they can agree with it and just nod and move on. But if you make them, it's kind of like homework. If you ask them more of a Socrates type, like ask them the answer with a question, just like you said, what would it take? And in that situation, it is sometimes people have to tell you, when people are, listen, that's one thing I was telling a friend of mine today. I realized how much forgiveness it really takes in any human relationship. People are going to let you down. Just make sure that it's worth it. And it does require a lot of forgiveness. You can run away, you can avoid, you can ignore, but at the end of the day, it still doesn't change how you feel. So it's really about how do you get to resolution. And so when somebody comes to me and when I'm upset with them, if they don't even have, or if they're not self-aware enough to even know they should apologize first, that is your biggest red flag in an argument, is if they don't even apologize and they try to gaslight you like a narcissist and say, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not an apology. They need to be saying, I'm sorry for what I did, and they need to be self-aware enough to know what it is they did. And especially if you've repeated yourself multiple times, at some point you have to get to a point where you can tell them what the answer is, you can ask them what the answer is, and then other times you got to sit back and make them show you the answer.
Oof. Absolutely. So we're going to move on to the lighter side of life hacks, So we've been talking more serious side, like what you do with people. Now we're going to teach you a couple of life hacks to just make your life a little bit more simpler.
Oh, thank you.
So this one right here, it's called airplane mode hack. All right. So we all know what airplane mode does, okay? Yes. Bet you didn't know you can do this. So say you're stuck on a phone call that's super annoying. They are just, you just need to get off and you've tried several times. You're like, hey, I gotta go. Things are happening. What you do is you go and in the middle of the phone call, put your phone on airplane mode, and instead of the other person, when you hang up on them, it says call ended. You know what I mean? What it'll show up on their screen is call failed. So they'll think you went through the elevator, the tunnel.
But you know that you can't use this now, right?
Try me. You ain't gonna hold me hostage on my own phone. I mean, I'm just trying to be, because I'm rude. I will hang up on you. Like, what? Once I've said it once or twice, I had somebody earlier sitting here holding me hostage, and I was like, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude.
You're being rude.
But I'm trying to tell you. Right, like, I'm trying to tell you, I have to go. I have things to do.
You're like my old grandma. You try to get off the phone, like, I heard Mama, I'll talk to you later. She'd be like, well, did you know so-and-so came by? I'm like, okay, Mama, I'm talk to you. But did you see the people across the street that moved in? I'm okay, Mama, I gotta go. But did you know that my medicine needs to get refilled? I'm like, Mama, I gotta go. And it's so sad. Rest in peace, Mama. I'll give anything to hear you tell me about your stupid neighbors.
Right, exactly. So, life hack, use airplane mode.
My grandma probably be sitting there talking on the phone, didn't even notice that somebody hung up. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny you say. So like I said, a life hack on the lighter side, if you're just trying to really get out of that call and you have no other way and you don't want them to see that you hung up on them, put that sucker in airplane mode. And I'd probably say leave it in airplane mode for a minute or two because they're probably going to try to call back. So, that way it really just shows that your phone isn't working.
They got the police knocking on your door. Man, we're doing a wellness check. Oh, shit, I forgot to take it off of my airplane mode. You talked to Amber, nobody's heard from her in 24 hours. I called, I went by there, still answering. Oh, my bad. That is something I would do, though. I would forget.
You probably really, really would. So the next hack I got for you, it's when you're searching online for like free stuff, like free software or, like a free
dildo.
Basically. Yeah. Instead of using the word free in the search bar, use open source. So search for open source for video software. Open source for...
I feel like I'm casting a spell now.
Right, but
because a lot of people call God source. So I'm just saying when you say that, like open source, open sesame.
So it's supposed to go and help. It'll avoid limited trials and like malware. So because when you type in free this, the first thing that pops up are all the ads, and then you go to the malware section, and then you go to the trial versions. I don't know why they believe that a trial is free. Listen, it may be a free 7-day trial, but you still want my credit card.
And they're billing your butt on the 6th day.
Exactly. If you ain't canceled by midnight on the 6th day, you done lost your money. You know what I'm saying? So a little life hack is go and research open source, and it will find you only the actual free things. It won't go and find you malware, and it won't find you limited trial.
That's a great hack.
Right. It's a little like... I'm like, if I wish I would have known this years ago, especially when I first started DJing, you know what I'm saying? So the next one, this is going to have to deal more with like your business professional life, like when you're doing emails especially. For those of you, what I really love watching are those like meme trends where office emails, and how to be insulting in an office email without insulting somebody.
That's my best.
Right, that's what you're good at. I'm not great at that, so I love when people can be like witty with it.
Email is like 90% ineffective and miscommunicated already. So if you can successfully pull off dry sarcasm in an email, you are my friend.
So when you're using emails,
shout out to Candace,
and you see the words EG and IE, most people think that they're the same abbreviations, and it's not.
Yeah, because the letters look just alike.
They are not the same. So EG stands for example, and IE stands for in other words.
I think everybody's been using that wrong the whole time. I think most people use IE as like for example.
Right, exactly.
IE
So that's a little life hack for all you people who are using emails over there. They are two different things. EG for example, IE for in other words.
I feel like the person that figured that out probably still hadn't got laid.
I feel like most of the people that fill out this stuff
in their free time is tell you the difference between IE and EG. Go get laid, bro. You won't hear.
Oh, excuse me. So then I have this other hack. It has to deal with your free trials and when you're signing up for stuff online, like if you're
like Pornhub.
Exactly. What you can do. So it's a little email address hack, is what it is. Yeah. So say because sometimes you're really not ready to let go of that free trial, and you just need it for another week until payday, but you've already used that email, and you don't really want to go make another email.
I got a life hack for you. When you're watching your porn, just film it on your phone and then just delete your account.
I hate it. I swear.
Hey, it solves your problem. You got what you need, and you don't have to pay for it no more.
So when you're trying to go and do these free trials, or you just trying to sign up for something different, but you don't want to have to. You've already registered that email, for example, and you don't remember the password, and you don't want to do all this stuff.
That's me. How many times do I ask you for my password?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Like I remember my own passwords.
Tina knows all my passwords. I have no idea what they are. Like I swear I don't.
So what you can do is before your email address, before the @ in your email address. So like my email is djhouston.jj@gmail.com. What I would put is djhouston.jj+1 @gmail.com. And so it registers as a new email, but it still sends all the emails to the same email address.
Okay, explain that one more time.
Okay, so say you're watching Netflix. Yeah. Netflix gives you a 7-day free trial.
Oh, got you.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you have to type in your email. So djhouston.jj@gmail.com. That's the email that I have registered.
Okay.
Now, my free trial ended, and I don't want to make another email address just to get another free trial.
Right.
I'm going to type in djhouston.jj+1. So you're going to put the plus sign and 1 @gmail.com. And so you'll still receive all the same emails to that same account, to your regular account, but the system registers it as another email.
No way.
Right, little hack right there.
Dang.
So it makes so the website will register it as an email, but will still mail to the normal address. It'll also help make organizing all your accounts easier. So you don't have to, like I said, I have 12 different email addresses because I used to.
So is this like a hack to literally get free subscriptions the rest of your life, basically?
Basically.
Ooh-wee. With me, officer.
So basically what you do is, so like I said, so for example, bob@gmail.com, instead put bob+1 @gmail.com, and you can do bob+2 @gmail.com as well.
And then it stops at 2?
I think it stops at 2.
So you only get like a couple times to do it.
Either way, I mean, gosh, you know what I'm saying?
Like $14.
Exactly. And think about it. If you're like me and you have 12 email addresses, so you can do that 24 times. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh man, that really helps because you don't have to keep changing emails to go through back and forth to figure out, which ones are for what account. It gets so complicated sometimes trying to do that. So
how much longer do we have in the show?
We have about 20 minutes left of our show, and I was actually about to say we're going to take a nice little break real quick, and we're going to hear from our friends over at Married Date again. And of course, y'all guys get to hear about Amber's new book, How Her Kitty Betrayed Her. So if y'all guys haven't checked it out, make sure you go get a copy. It's here at the station.
How
it's available.
Betray Me.
You know
it's online now.
Is it online?
It is online. Go to amberneal.com. Go to shop. You can get tickets, both events for singles and comedy show at both locations, at both comedy clubs are up for sale, as well as my book. I'll autograph it and send it out to you, but you can get both of those things on my website, amberneal.com, under the shop tab.
And once again, if y'all guys have, a dream that you want analyzed, give us a call. We got our dream book right here, and we're ready, 866-479-8752. And as soon as we come back from our little break, we are going to be talking about relationships, and in any relationship, how we should normalize these certain bullet points. That's know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're going to tell you the new normal.
Yes.
Is what it's going to be.
Yes.
We'll be right back after this little break.
Wanna be a boss? You're watching Boss Up Houston Network. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Marriage is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.
Hey guys, it's your girl matchmaker, comedian Amber Neal, and today I am bringing you my brand new book, hot off the press, guys. I have so many copies of these. Please get one, okay? It is called How My Kitty Betrayed Me, and it's about the women's lib movement and how one thing they don't tell you is, yes, we want money, education, and rights like men, but one thing that the women's rights movement doesn't explain to you is how we're still women. We still attach, we release a chemical in our brain that attaches us to every single person we have sex with. It's called soul ties. And one thing I can tell you that will keep you from your God-given purpose, let your kitty betray you when you get distracted, okay? All I'm trying to say is, you know, we want all the same rights as men, but at the end of the day, picking your partner is the most important decision you'll ever make. And so I challenge you to get a copy of my book today so that you can learn from my mistakes that I made, thinking that, hey, if men can do it, so can we. But trust and believe, after being a single parent for 25 years, your kitty betrayed you, okay? Get your copy today, amberneal.com. Or more information, go to Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Get your copy. I'll be glad to autograph it and send it out to you today. Hey guys, welcome back into the Amber Neal Show. It is your girl, matchmaker, comedian Amber Neal, aka the go-to girl in H-Town, guys. Joining me back is my man of my life, my soulmate, my work husband, my ride or die. The only thing you ain't is my baby daddy. But outside
and I ain't ever gonna be no baby daddy. Not to you or not to anybody. You hear me?
I know. I love you some DJ Houston.
Burn, burn, burn. What's up?
Yes, we've had such a productive week, guys. It's so exciting. In case y'all are just tuning in and missed the announcement, we are both getting our own night at the two brand new comedy clubs here in Houston. We got the Comedy Lounge off 1960. Go to comedylounge.com for more information. And we have the Crush Comedy Lounge in Richmond. And guess what? Tickets are on sale for the singles nights and the couples nights. Going down in one night. We got 2 different shows. And DJ Houston's going to be releasing his information soon as well. But if you want tickets to my singles events, go to amberneal.com and hit the shop tab. And also, you can get a copy of my new book, How My Kitty Betrayed Me. And we told my house, okay.
Right.
And today we've been talking about the meaning of dreams. So if you have a dream, the hotline is open. Y'all call in. We'll read from the book. We'll tell you, what does the book say the meaning of your dream is.
Right. And you know what? I got to give a shout out to our other co-host who unfortunately couldn't be here today because he had some other things to do. But Kyle Fu. What's up, Kyle? We miss you. Can't wait to see you next week. And of course, our other co-host who's tuning in and watching the show live from wherever she at right now, because I know right now during the pandemic and all the craziness, she's doing her traveling as a nurse. Unfortunate.
It just does it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our other co-host, Kadori. I mean, she's usually here on Wednesdays, but she was watching the show earlier, so I just had to say, hi.
All right, guys. And we have about 15 minutes left in the show, so we're gonna wrap up the show today. We've been talking about life hacks and things to really help you get it going on, and things we do in our own life as well. We're gonna close up the show talking about things that we should normalize in any relationship, not just romantic. It can apply to all areas of your life, because some of the things you were talking about today is how to handle anger and mistakes and how to deal with people where they get disrespectful. So let's jump in these. I'm going to give you some of these tips and then see what you think, okay?
All right, let's do it.
So we should really normalize needing space.
Oh, absolutely. Effin-lutely.
Yeah.
Because, as we said yesterday, we may be coming into a relationship together, but we are still...
You didn't tell me.
But we are still our own individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, 100%.
So I need my me time. I need my space. So that way, especially if your spouse is a creative person. You know what I mean? They absolutely need their own time and space, because that's the only time we get to thrive with our creativity is when we're alone. Don't get me wrong, like sometimes having our partner there to help us can help inspire, but it would inspire in a completely different way.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the law of science is, but there's this particular law that says things would happen differently if you weren't watching them. The fact that you started watching it means that it changes the outcome. So it would be basically the same thing when it comes to being creative. You know, I would probably come up with a whole different idea if you weren't there. Not saying that it's a bad thing, because some of my best ideas come when I have a coworker or a spouse or somebody to bounce the idea off of. But on the other side, some of my best work has been done when I'm locked up in a room and have cut myself off from society. County jail don't count. Okay. All right. No, I'm saying it was the state of Texas psych ward. Thank you.
Get it right. But in any relationship, we should also normalize having disagreements. I was thinking about that on the way in. After meeting with our power couples last night at our host meeting for Married Date, and I just think about just knowing one of the couples have been together like 25 years, and they got their anniversary coming up, and listening to the things that they have overcome has been some serious stuff. It's not like, and I just think about how so many people, if they don't like the way you dress, or you don't take them out enough. I mean, these problems that are so minor with communication usually can be fixed if the person genuinely cares about you. And even with Tracy and Renee yesterday, they're like, you know what works for us is we really love each other and we're honest. I mean, honesty I cannot stress that enough. But I think it's very important to understand that you're going to have disagreements, but don't let it be about you being a liar.
Absolutely. You know, and I even said it yesterday, you know, even white lies. Yeah. White lies were supposed to be there to protect us, you know, and save our safe feelings. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But in reality, all it does is make people more upset. Because instead of being
suspicious.
Exactly. Because instead of being honest,
I'm gonna think you're lying about everything.
Right. You know, and yes, you may have been trying to save my feelings, but the fact that you couldn't be honest with me hurts my feelings even more. Because me as a person, I try to make it to where it's a safe space. You can be. What I used to say in high school, and this is something that I still live by, but this is what I used to say to all my friends in high school: don't ever lie to me, because if you lie to me, I'm never gonna trust you again. Because one way or another, the truth is gonna come out. It may be now, it may be 10 years from now, it may be tomorrow. I'm gonna find out the truth. And so all that does is make it to where I will never trust you again because you lied to me. Now, I may get upset. I may be upset at you for whatever you're about to tell me. But guess what? I can forgive you and look past it because you were man enough or woman enough to tell me and be honest with me. Versus if you tell me a white lie, now I'm going to be like, I'm going to be mad and I'm going to cut you off.
Yeah, 100%. Life's too short, guys. If people do what they want to do, people do what you let them. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I've never understood that, me personally, because from the time I was little, my parents even couldn't control me. People only lie when they're scared. Like, I don't understand the point of that. So, let's move on. I know we don't have a lot of time, but, all right. So, the next one is, let's normalize that we're going to make mistakes and apologizing. Ooh. Back to what we said in the earlier segment. It's not about, yes, you're going to let me down. Yes, I'm going to let you down. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to have disagreements. It's okay to have disagreements. What's not okay is to get disrespectful, because then the disagreement turns into another whole fight about what you called me.
Absolutely, because it's those disagreements right there are we are human. We make them. Yes. But instead of trying to come up with excuses of why you did it, just say, you know what? I'm a human. I messed up.
I made a mistake. I can take that much easier than I have to catch you in something.
Amen. Absolutely.
But apologize when you're wrong. If you're not even self-aware enough to know you did something wrong, we can't talk. Okay?
And on top of that, real quick, go learn your apology love language. 5lovelanguages.com. So that way you know if you're apologizing right to your partner.
I'm so proud. My little protege. Yeah, he's just a quick learner. Okay. And the next one is probably the hardest one that we're going to tell y'all is let's normalize adjusting to change. So many people will stay in deadbeat jobs, relationships, everything, and they hate it because the only thing worse than actually doing something about it is actually doing something about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to change. They would rather stay in there. Because even when you attract, you're like, I'm a good person. How can I keep attracting these toxic, broken people? Because you haven't done the work to figure out why they're attracted to you. And if you are, sometimes you're just a healer. There's nothing wrong with you at all. But you got to figure out what it is about you that would rather stay in a painful, you know how you keep attracting the same person in a different body? Is that you? You're the common denominator. What is it about you don't feel worthy of real love? So you keep picking, subconsciously, picking people that will reject you and abandon you every single time. And you've got to learn to change. And the change has to start internal. It's nothing external. No relationship, no career, no job, no house, no promotion, no fame, success. None of it will ever be enough to make you feel healthy and whole until you're healed. And to avoid change is very toxic to you and everyone else you meet in your life. And then we're going to speed up. Setting boundaries.
Ooh, now that is a tough one because sometimes, like, I have boundaries, but sometimes when I'm putting them up, I feel like I'm being mean or harsh. But what I've learned over the past year is that just because I'm caring for myself and I'm giving myself self-love is not mean. It's not selfish.
That's right.
Okay? It means that you care about yourself, and sometimes it's not selfish to care about yourself first. I mean, because if you don't care for yourself, who the hell is going to care for you?
And people, and that's why I'm saying that's why you attract a lot of these users, abusers, and people like that, because you're a target. A person that is a professional con artist, as far as being a liar, a player, cheater, that sort of thing. Trust me, there's a type that they're going for. And when you're too nice and you put up the boundaries, listen, it's normal. We all test each other and boundaries, see how far we can go with it. That's why I always say people do what they want to do. People do what you let them.
Amen.
And your parents ain't always going to be around to protect you from bullies, but you got to have enough cojones to say, you know what, not today, Satan. And then 2 minutes. Okay. I know we got to get out of here. I'm just going to read these real quick. We won't discuss them just because we're running out of time. The next one is we want to normalize engaging in a difficult or awkward conversation, not being passive aggressive.
Yeah. We
want to normalize struggling to maintain emotional intimacy and get rid of that struggle and find out what it is. Get to the root.
I want to just say on that right there, what I really, and I don't know if it's in the list, but I really want to normalize men having feelings.
That part.
Okay? Because we don't. They do. And I mean, we don't normalize.
You do have
we
feelings.
Have feelings. Yeah, exactly.
I know what you meant.
So please, guys, get in touch with them. That's why this younger generation, the one thing that I will applaud them on a lot is the fact that these men, these kids, these boys, whatever you want to call them, they're in touch with their emotions and their feelings. And I think this is why it's easier for the younger ones to feel loved. You know what I mean? Because they're more accepting of all the communities and everything, because they've just found that we all have feelings. We're all human. And
if you don't have to bottle all that up inside, you'd be surprised what miracles I can do for your life. You're a ticking time bomb otherwise. Okay, so today we're talking about things you want to normalize in a relationship. We want to normalize also having needs met outside the relationship, and that's not affairs or anything like that. But sometimes your emotional support, if you know that your partner went through abuse or some kind of trauma, and you know they're a good heart and a good person, but maybe they don't give you everything you need emotionally because they love you as best they can, but it's not everything you need. Have some other people in your life that you can get that support from, your family, your friends.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You don't have to always, your spouse don't have to give you everything.
Right. Good therapist.
Get a therapist. Amen.
Dang.
And then the last two is let's normalize others being different than us, which we love.
Amen.
And lastly, let's normalize imperfection. We live in a society where, it's fake book and Instagram famous and doing it for the gram. And you've got teenage girls and guys out here killing themselves, and even younger sometimes.
Because they're not
they don't have the right car, the right bag, the right fake
right.
nose. Listen, guys, at the end of the day, let's normalize that no one is perfect. No one. And no matter how much listen, as I said before on the news, You're not ugly. You're poor. There's a big difference. So work your ass off. Go get some money. And if that's your goal is to look like them, hey, look like what you want to look. There's no judgment either way on our part.
Amen.
But work your ass off and go change the way you look so you can feel better about yourself, whatever that is. But heal the heart. It's the soul that needs the surgery most of the time.
You know, something that I used to do a lot when I was first started DJing? People would sit here and try to tell me that I had pre-recorded sets, you know, because I was so perfect. So perfect. You know, my sets would be flawless.
Yeah.
So I used to mess up during my sets on purpose sometimes just to show people, like, this is live.
Yeah.
This is just because it sounds flawless,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm executing it flawless doesn't mean I am flawless. You know, it is something that takes time, takes practice. So just work on yourself. Self-love is the most amazing journey you can ever go in life. You know?
You know how public speaking is the number one fear? I really think a lot of that has to do with we don't want to look stupid in front of people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, I think that's a lot of things. Is one of the things, and I'll leave you out with this, is that when I started first doing comedy, one of the things, rest in peace to one of my mentors, Touche Jackson, he taught me, I used to fear the silence. So I would just, blah, 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 and I would just run over all my punchlines, and I would just, you know, they would laugh, but then they couldn't figure out how to keep up with me because I start talking over when you're supposed to laugh. And he told me, I'll never forget, he goes, Amber, you write in the silence. So you literally teach people when to laugh. So you're writing it, shut up. You know, this is when they should laugh. But here's the thing, this is why most people don't ever pursue dreams in entertainment, is because the thing about any career, you have to be willing to win and fail publicly. And when we live in a world, everybody's posting only their successes in life. I personally, and I know DJ Houston, we try to be very real and transparent with even our failures, setbacks, and disappointments, so that you know we go through it too. Just because we give advice because it's what we do in our life, it doesn't mean we're perfect or have all the answers. It means that we can tell you our truth and what we've witnessed, and then you have to decide what you can use out of that, guys. So,
absolutely.
All right, guys, we got to end our show today. But today, if you have a question about what some dreams mean, or you want to get on the sexy single sofa, you want to become a PR client, or you want to become a friend of the show, or you're single, ready to mingle, or you're ready to come out to us. We got some Married Date events on the calendar every Wednesday and Thursday. We got so much going on, guys. For more information, how you can get in touch with everything I've got going on, go to amberneal.com and check out this shop tab, and you can get a copy of my new book and an autograph and send that out to you. And I will also send you your tickets to the comedy shows, or for singles or for couples.
Right, and as a matter of fact, you know what? We have a couple of complimentary tickets that we can
I meant
give
to bring those. Yes.
to the comedy clubs. I think we have some for the Richmond location right now, and we're about to have some more for the Spring location. So if you want to go and get yourself a pair of complimentary tickets,
Yes.
I want you to go and tell us about your most embarrassing date.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow. Call in and do that.
Call in or write into the show.
Or write in.
Because if you write in, we'll talk about it on air. So that way, you know, some people don't like to call because they get embarrassed. You can write in or call to the show.
Yeah.
Write in at amber@amberneal.com or jacob@jacob.com. jacob@amberneal.com. Or 866-479-8752.
Or the
Tell us
Amber
your
Neal
most, exactly, or the Amber Neal Show. Tell us your most embarrassing date. And we have 2 complimentary tickets to the Comedy Lounge.
All right, guys.
And we will see y'all back tomorrow for Working Women's Wednesday.
Thanks to Meredith for sponsoring our show again today.
Absolutely. Bye.
See y'all later.
Married is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.